Before we do anything, let's get you sitting down. We're going to be here for a couple of moments, so I want you to be comfortable. There are a couple of options for sitting. The first one is to just sit on the floor, on the sit bones, with your legs crossed comfortably. The sit bones are the bones at the base of your butt and are properly named because you should be sitting right up on them. Your knees should open up enough so that they fall just below the hips. If they don't, another option is to sit with a cushion or towel underneath your sit bones. A cushion on the floor is a nice way to go because it will make sitting upright easier. The last option is to sit in a chair. If you know that you are not comfortable on the floor, by all means sit in a chair with your legs straight and your feet firmly planted on the floor. Now, let's take a couple of moments to talk about breathing. In yoga, the breath always goes both in and out through the nose, creating a hollow sound in the back of the throat. It's not a sniffing sound. It should sound like the ocean. Let's try 6 breaths together. During our workout, we'll be holding each yoga pose or posture for 6 breaths. Try to match the length of the inhales to the length of the exhales. Our bodies live on oxygen, so make every breath count. It should feel nice to pay this much attention to the breath. This will bring awareness to the body as well. One of the cool things about yoga is that a lot of the postures are named after animals or different objects in nature. The first pose in our daily dozen is called the cat. I like cat pose because it's gentle and helps to warm up the spine. So, to get started on cat pose, let's take our hips to the side and come on to hands and knees. Let's get the base set up. Hands are directly under the shoulders with the middle fingers pointing forward and have the fingers spread. Make sure that the knees are under your hips and point the feet straight back. Next, we're going to come to what's called a neutral spine, which just means a straight line from the tip of your tailbone to the top of your head. Cat pose is what we call a dynamic pose, meaning that we use the breath and movement together. It's nice. It will really loosen you up. It's going to look like this. On the inhale, the chest will lift up, the shoulders roll back away from the ears, and you gently look up. When you exhale, you do the opposite, like a cat. Round the back and try to touch the nose to the belly button. Really push the floor away with the hands and knees, lifting the belly up. The arms will stay straight at all times. In all of the poses, we'll be breathing fully. Whenever we expand the chest cavity, think of the lungs expanding. This will always happen as you inhale. When you exhale, the body naturally relaxes and softens. Okay, we're ready to take our 6 breaths. Inhale the chest forward, shoulders away from the ears. Exhale the belly into the spine. Inhale gently, looking up. Exhale, softly gaze to the belly button. Yoga is a religion. False. It's a practical mind-body discipline that's enriching on many levels. The Sanskrit word vinyasa means breath placement. When we do breath and movement together, we'll be calling it vinyasa. Last big breath in to expand the lungs. And last exhale, really pushing the floor away from you. Now, sit back on your heels or just to the side. Sit tall and be in a comfortable position. The next pose we're going to do is called the mountain pose. It looks simple, but it is important to learn because it is the basis for all standing poses in yoga. So, shift your weight to one side, and if you need to, you can use a chair to help you stand up. Stand with your feet hips width apart, toes pointing straight ahead, parallel feet. Spread the toes and get grounded. Then, draw the thighs up and back with super strong legs so that the weight is centered in your feet. This is what makes you stable. Your low belly lifts in and up and your tailbone drops down towards the floor so that you do not have a sway back like this. Your chest lifts, your shoulders stay engaged behind you, and the arms are relaxed by your sides. Lift up through the very top of your head and keep a relaxed face and jaw. Now that we're stable, we're going to add the breath. When the arms reach up, we breathe in. Keep the belly gently lifting in and the tailbone down, taking care not to dump into the lower back. When we breathe out, we'll take the arms down and get taller. Ready for our 6 breaths? Inhale, the arms go up. Exhale, release them slowly down. Inhale, reach through your fingertips. Exhale, grounding through the legs and feet. There's a tendency to shift your weight forward and back. Try to resist and stay strong and solid. Standing postures help to strengthen your legs, open your hips, and develop balance. Really stretch up on the inhale, and then gently lower your arms down on the exhale. The main thing to remember is to be grounded like a mountain. Let's try it out in a side lean. If we stretch one arm up and over to the side like this, the base is solid. It doesn't shift around. Let's try that for 3 breaths on each side to make up our 6. Inhale, the chest rotates up to the ceiling. Exhale, stretch through the fingertips. Inhale to come straight up, and on the exhale, release the hands slowly down. Okay, side 2. Grounding the feet. Take the other arm up on the inhale, and on the exhale, stretch over to the side. This will create more space in between the ribs. Inhale, go for a big stretch straight up to the ceiling, and exhale, release the arm gently down. Again, get grounded and feel yourself even on both sides. Take a couple of deep breaths and really feel the stability of mountain pose. One of the main goals in yoga is to create more flexibility, to stretch. You'll find that a good majority of the poses are designed to stretch the hamstrings, the back of your legs, because this is one of the tightest parts of your body. So, the 3rd pose in our daily dozen will be a standing forward bend. You will find some version of this, hanging upside down, in every yoga class. We're already in the perfect starting place, mountain pose. The feet are hips width apart and parallel and firmly grounded into the floor. The thighs are strong and solid as if you could draw them up. Put your hands on your hips and bend your knees. A lot at first. Hinging from the hips, extend your body forward. Many of you will stop here. It's not a big deal. We all have different levels of flexibility. Allow your gaze to come away from the screen, releasing your head towards the floor. For right now, keep your knees very bent if you're tight, or begin to straighten them if you're more flexible. Release your hands towards the floor on the pinky toe side of your feet. Stay up on the fingertips and feel free to have the fingertips off the floor a couple of inches. Or place your hands on your shins just below the kneecaps. Come halfway up. Look forward, chest forward, and take the shoulders back away from the ears. You want to create a straight line from your tailbone to the top of your head. Make your spine long. This will happen on the inhale. On the exhale, let the top of your head lower to the floor and release tension in the neck and shoulders. Again, no matter how far down you go, the important thing is to relax the upper body towards the floor. Okay, let's take our 6 breaths. Inhale, come halfway up, looking forward, shoulders back. Exhale, release the head gently down. Inhale, go for a flat back. Exhale, your body down with care. Remember, you can keep your hands on your shins and only go as far as is comfortable to you. Always listen to your body. Forward bends can be intense. Try not to pull or yank yourself down. Full deep inhale to clear out the lungs. Long, slow exhale to release tension in the jaw and forehead. To come up, bend the knees a lot and place the hands on top of the thighs. Keeping the head relaxed, gently roll up the spine. The head is the last thing to come up. Release your hands and come back to mountain pose. Now that we've stretched the hamstrings, the back of the legs, we're going to stretch the front of the hips and legs. We'll do this by taking what's called a lunge position. It will probably look familiar. It's a popular stretch for athletes because it loosens up the muscles that become tight from running, spinning, or stepping. Most of the stretches that you see athletes do originally come from yoga poses, so you may have done this one already. Let's start in mountain pose, getting grounded through the feet. To get our bodies down into the lunge, we'll start with a forward bend. Place your hands on your hips, bend your knees, and extend your body forward as far as is comfortable. Release the fingertips to the floor. Come to the halfway up position, looking forward. Bend the knees enough so that you can place the hands on the ground in line with the toes, and step your left foot way, way, way back behind you. Place the knee on the floor. Because the knee is sensitive, let's grab a pillow or towel and place it under the knee for cushioning. Bring your attention to the front foot. Looking from the side, the ankle should be directly below the knee. If your knee is going past the ankle like this, just scooch the foot forward until it lines up. This will protect the knee. Place your hands just behind the front knee and take your body upright. The hips should sink forward and down while the belly peels off the front thigh and the chest lifts. You may remain here, or if you want more of a challenge, raise your arms over your head, palms facing each other. Let's take 6 breaths. Inhale, the chest lifts, expanding the lungs. Exhale, the shoulders relax. Inhale, the belly lifts up off the front thigh. Exhale, sink the hips forward and down. A lunge is just a hip stretch. False. It's also a mild back bend. Last inhale to take the spine longer, and exhale, sink a little bit deeper. Bring your hands to the floor and slide the front